What's up, everyone? Slash Reviews here. I'm sitting with Amanda Kramer. We're here to talk about Ladyworld. It just had its world premiere here at Fantastic Fest in Austin, Texas. The first thing I want to talk to you about is how are you feeling now that your film is like out there?
Well,
like you've shown it.
What a good question. What a good question. How do I feel? I'm somewhat relaxed because the big moment is behind me.
Yeah.
You know, like the tap recital is over. Like I nailed the tap machine,
you don't
obviously. I got the shuffle ball change and I'm good. But I feel nervous, sure. I mean, because now it's not mine anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now it belongs to the people. And the people are
People
scary.
can be rude and like have, they have opinions.
Rude is such a kind word for it.
Yeah. Well, I saw it last night, and in my opinion, so far, of all the films I've seen in the festival, it is the most fantastic fest film of the festival. It really represents a lot of the odd nature that you find here in the festival. So I think this was a very good home for it. To, in a sense, release it to the world. I'm still processing it. I'll be honest. I'm still processing it because it's basically a birthday party gone wrong, and then everything spirals out of control from there. And I was curious. I'm going to probably ask you the same question everyone can ask. I've got to know about the creation of the sound design, that score, like choosing to go a cappella-ish and having like all that stuff go down. Where did you come up with that idea? Was that like a later on addition or?
No, I always wanted that, and that's the voice of Callie Ryan. She is an incredible musician, but she makes music with beats and she makes music with instruments. So when I came to her and I said we're gonna ditch all of that and it's just gonna be her voice, I think that she was up for the challenge, but also terrified.
Yes.
Truthfully, it's a decision that you make and you have to immediately stand behind it because no one wants you to do that.
No.
It sounds really odd, but it also sounds like it's going to be annoying. I understand. People thought immediately, oh, this is going to be so irritating when you put the film together and it's just the female voice. But I think it strikes a chord of the right type of irritating.
And obviously, it's a Lord of the Flies kind of immediately. I think a lot of people when they sit down, they're like, "Wow, this is like a weird female version of Lord of the Flies."
Sure, it's tribalism.
Exactly.
Tribalism, and I think in a not so subtle way, in that era, I think you're just screaming inside your head all the time. Mm-hmm. You feel a bit voiceless. You have parents and teachers, and you're invisible. I think sometimes to yourself at the very least.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of this extra female voice, this ninth female voice that just provided this screaming, shrieking, moaning, lustful, sensitive, tactile, fragile, frail sound that provides you with an extra level of their consciousness.
Yeah, and there's that rivalry that's going on in the house and basically with all the other girls. And I love that. I love power trips in a sense that people get, right? Egos start taking and getting inflated, and I like to watch that stuff sort of build up and combust. And I was curious, just narratively, this is a very odd film, and overall, it's a very odd film. But that's what I think is so interesting about it. It's a very, I'll admit, I'm still processing it, but the fact that I'm still processing it says more than some of the other films.
Sure.
In a lot of ways.
Asking more questions than you provide answers, giving more mystery. That is sort of what I feel like I'm here to do. Mm-hmm. I don't have any lessons to teach, that's the first thing. And I'm not necessarily interested in movies that wrap themselves up into a neat box.
Yeah.
I want to be outside of that box. So for me, if someone comes out of the theater or finishes watching the film and they have a million questions or they have their own theories on it, I was just saying my favorite part is when someone comes up to me and tells me what my movie's about.
Yeah.
Rather than the other way around, because that means that they have their own theory and it struck them differently than maybe even I intended. And then I get to hear all of these bizarre ideas about the film.
And you probably didn't even know where even thought that while making it. You're like, wow, your brain went in that direction.
Yeah. What I really love when people watch the film and say, oh, all of those girls are so selfish. There's none of them are good girls. And I'm I completely agree. I think that they're all selfish people, and all of them were on power trips. It's just like how they're exercising that is different, and some people are doing it more overtly, and some people are doing it more introvertedly. But they're teenage girls. Of course not on power trips.
Exactly. You know, they're everyone's best friend, and then they're everyone's enemy. And I really thought that was a wild experience. In the sense, like we can have our like nostalgia or like our, in essence, our odes to stuff, but sometimes it ends up just being a mimic of that. And, and I don't feel like Ladyworld was a mimic of Lord of the Flies. It was inspired by, but it wasn't a mimic of it.
Thank you. Know? I think that what people don't realize, and it's fair not to realize it, is that most films, especially Hollywood films, are so manipulative.
Yes.
And they want you to feel one thing, and then you feel that thing, and then
you
the
go
film
home.
is over, and you go home. And maybe you like that, maybe you like feeling that thing, maybe you don't like feeling that thing, but they are so market tested, and they are so in control of your feelings. And they're doing that through the score, they're doing that through the color palette, through the acting, through the frame blocking, all of that. I love being an outlier there, and I love saying, I have no control over how you're going to feel, and I'm going to provide you with the tools I have, which is, you know, various points of mania, stillness, and everything in between, and then you feel however you want to feel. So if you don't like it, and I made you feel uncomfortable, feel that way.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
Totally, and we'll engage on that level, and if you love it, then I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But I'm just grateful for eyes anyway, so I love that people are watching the film. That's the most important.
Yeah. What's like, I know you're just right now probably still just like it's out, like I'm still, you know, dealing with the Ladyworld world, but like what other genres, or like, even though this is a hard genre to define in a lot of ways, and but like what other like things are you wanting to tap into, like, because like you tap into a lot in this particular film.
Sure.
But I didn't know if like where like a dream, in a sense, like a dream job, like a dream project.
I think my whole attitude toward filmmaking is to take genre, whatever that is, it's sci-fi, western, horror, whatever, and really mess with it and flip-flop it and disassemble it and pull it apart. I'm certainly never going to make a traditional horror film. I don't know that I would be good at that, actually. It's not that I don't have an interest in it, because I love watching it, but it's not, every time I'm about to be like, okay, and then they'll slit her throat, I can't actually go there.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I like watching those things, but I don't make those things. So for me, like, I would really like to do a dance film or like a musical and really mess it the hell up.
Please, and bring it here so I can watch it, because
I just wrote one actually, and so I'm really hoping, I have high hopes for it, because it feels like, I've been telling people, it feels like De Palma doing West Side Story.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's very dark and strange, and I think, whatever, I mean, most people are like disgusted by musicals. I love them.
Literally, it's like horror and musicals are my favorite genre, because they're.
So you guys like Sweeney Todd?
Oh my God, Sweeney Todd is an incredible film. Like,
I like those things because, I mean, I like musicals and horror films because I feel like they're extremities.
Yeah.
And I love seeing extremities, and I think that.
And there's that in the Ladyworld in a lot of ways. Ladyworld is a big fat extremity.
Yeah, so if I'm going to do stillness, it's going to be like they're so still they look like mannequins. And if I'm going to do crying, it's going to be the biggest crying since Faye Dunaway. And I feel very confident that height and that kind of opera is just so fascinating to watch. You can't take your eyes off of it. It's not for everyone. Yeah. But I don't really do subtlety. I do extremity. So I think that it'll be a good challenge to make something that feels like a musical, because breaking into song and dance is so off-putting for so many viewers, and I like to make people feel uncomfortable.
I love that feeling as well. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yes,
you are amazing and a doll. Are you?
Thank you. I'm such a doll.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Such a doll.
How long are you gonna be here?
I'm here until tomorrow night, I think.
Tomorrow night?
It's been a big, full weekend, so I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's a good time
Yeah.
to go. Though I love Austin. I love the South.
Yes, yes.
Love the South.
Yeah. So there you have it, you guys. That was our little interview with Amanda Kramer. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions regarding the film. I'll be glad to answer. And until next time, you guys, I'm the Slash Movie Reviewer. And you guys have just been Slash.